Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Gargoyles episode reviews. Today we're looking at Temptation, the continuation. Give in to the temptation to finish this episode. We'll see what Demona's plan was and how Goliath fits into it. Brooklyn must make a decision. Will he face his mistake? If you missed the first half of the review of Temptation, go read it or watch it. According to Greg, sections are behind the scenes info from Gargoyles / writer-creator Greg Weisman. 2020 moments are spoilers. Secret squirrel or gargoyle. Sun up. Brooklyn isn't interested in continuing the argument. Instead, he pretends to be a spy. There he is sneaking around the castle. I don't think Brooklyn understands the concept of cameras. There's a camera for every angle on this place. Mainly, though, he's avoiding the clan. He sneaks into the Great Hall, meaning he marches in, and grabs the Grimoire. Why is this book still out? Why isn't it in a vault? It's full of spells. You don't leave these things lying around. And I'm pretty sure by now Xanatos fully believes in magic, so, it doesn't really have an excuse here. You'd think at least Owen would put it away. I bet he was just thrilled to see the book was gone. I'm assuming he was out of the castle when it happened. Otherwise, he'd have stepped in. Reflection. Great animation. Horrible security, though. He's just about to break the case. 2020 moment. Then again, Puck might want to see what interesting, fun things happen if the Grimoire stays in the open. Little does he know how that's going to backfire in City of Stone. Demona is happy to have the book. Oh, it'll help Goliath see the truth. Now, Brooklyn needs to get Goliath. No rush, though. She needs to study the spell. Why? Magus didn't need to study the spell that turned the Gargs to stone. Or maybe Magus already studied the spell, planning to use it as self-defense if the need arose. There she's hugging the Grimoire. Demona plus Grimoire Arcanorum. That's just terrifying. Brooklyn convinces Goliath to follow him to the cloisters. They're real. You can visit them yourself if you ever go to New York City. The cloisters are just like the architecture of the Middle Ages. There's an overhead shot of them with Brooklyn flying in. Very realistic. Ah, you've fallen into the careful trap, Goliath. Demona comes out swinging. The spell is sine dubio instantatum. It means without doubt, instantly. Classic Disney green magic is always bad news. This one is no exception. Very cool scene, though. The animation is excellent here. Brooklyn is shocked. What did he expect, I wonder? The spell was to open his eyes, which means what? As with most things, designed to open one's mind, it ends up closing it further. And here I thought Goliath couldn't get any more stubborn. It's okay. He just spent too much time in front of the TV. His eyes are glowing green, and he looks pretty zombied. The spell makes Goliath a mindless slave to whoever holds the pages of the spell. It's only temporary, though. It's to protect him from his naivete until we reach our goals. Yeah, I'm sure he'll be on board after you wipe out all humanity. What choice will he have? This is the old, they'll understand later once it's all done tactic. It doesn't work. If the end result isn't part of a person's agenda to begin with, it's not going to be part of it later, even if others think the result is successful. Doesn't matter if the result is objectively good. Ideological differences trump reality. People will believe their way would have been better, even if the other way turns out to work. It takes a rare person to admit that they were wrong or the other person was right and the end result was good. Of course, Demona's end result would be anything but good. We are inside the cloisters. It's just beautiful. Look at the rainbow light coming in through those windows. It's accurate, too, for the interior. This mind control move proves that Demona would rather have Goliath on her side than have him dead. She has feelings for him on some level. Also, he's quite strong, so that could be her main motivation, but I think she just wanted to kind of lord her power over him. They will be the rulers of the new age of gargoyle kind. She sees no reason why he should resist her ideology. Doesn't he want to protect the clan? Why does he love the humans more than the gargoyles? She's had 1,000 years of rationalization and justification. Tell yourself a lie long enough and you'll believe it. I say again, she and Albert Wesker are kindred spirits. Side note, a mind control spell, unless that has some serious limits, it would be worth fighting a war for. Limits like you can only have it on one person at a time or something. It's Imperio, one of the 3 unforgivable curses in Harry Potter. Why is it so easy to obtain here? Magus could have used this on Hakon. For Brooklyn, it's not quite an Edmund move, betraying Aslan to the White Witch in Narnia, but it's close. He knows he's done wrong now. Brooklyn takes matters into his own hands and finds himself at the hands of Goliath. Demona doesn't take prisoners. Betray her and she will put you down. Yet another reason she's an effective villain. A struggle ensues. Brooklyn tries to get the Grimoire. He knocks it out of her hands when she tries to put him under the same spell. Okay, so I guess you can't have more than one person under it at a time. I don't know what the max number is, though. Why don't they use their tails more? He tail swipes it. She recovers the book only to discover he's ripped out the pages of the spell. How does he know which ones they were? Oh well. Now he can command Goliath. It's the old cliche of all the information you need is in the middle of the book. What kind of Latin is that? Are we summoning the Elder Ones? Cthulhu, maybe? If you really look at the words on that, it's just a bunch of nonsense. Goliath versus Demona. Fight! Demona attempts to flee. As she flies, she grabs a chunk of the pages from the Grimoire. Man, they're making mincemeat of that thing. She's always hedging her bets. Even before she finished her current plan, she's got at least 4 prospective plans lined up. Gargoyles, antags, and villains are pros at making contingency plans. Let me guess, we'll see these later. 2020 moment / ask, according to Greg. The pages and the comment about living hundreds of years were seeds. The writers weren't sure where they would go with the details. Turns out they both reappear in City of Stone. I love it when a plan comes together, even before it's a plan. They suddenly both have super gargoyle powers. They crash from the sky, roll through a 2-foot-thick tree, and continue fighting like it's nothing. The amount of rage she's got drives her to insane levels of combat ability. She's able to pick up a boulder and throw it through a tree. Wow. Rock and roll. This is a big boulder. Brooklyn comes in for backup. Demona knows Goliath's prowess in battle. Time to leave. She knows her limits. 2020 moment. Yet again, she's lost her lover. She'll consider trying the stunt again with Puck's power, but ultimately she decides to make him hurt instead. Elisa will be her target. This is like a jealous human's ex's behavior. There are few things scarier than an angry ex-girlfriend. An angry Garg ex-girlfriend is downright terrifying. There's a picture of the skyline way in the distance with the full moon. The eerie building dominates the skyline from any view. Doesn't it make you proud of Xanatos Enterprises? Just say yes. Is it always a full moon? No. November 12th, 1994 was a waxing gibbous moon, and that is a fine Lovecraftian word. To increase her odds of escape, she pitches the Grimoire over the cliff. Brooklyn swoops down and rescues it, allowing her to escape. That was a close one, although it might have been better if it was lost here. Now what? Back at the castle, Elisa and her clan are trying to decide what to do. Brooklyn has looked through the Grimoire but can't find a solution. When did he learn Latin and sorcery? If he found a counterspell, would they even be able to use it? Demona had to study the other spell. Elisa proves her worth here. She commands Goliath to act as if he wasn't under a spell. Meh, that works, I guess. It's more logical than breaking the spell by using the Grimoire. Temptation right there for Elisa, but she wants a friend, not a slave. Elisa returns the Grimoire to its place in the Great Hall. I love my antagonist, but you'd think she'd have the sense to make off with the book. It's full of spells. It's been used against them. And she returns it to Xanatos? I understand the idea of not wanting to steal it, but there comes a time when you act for the greater good. Oh well, that's good guys for you. You're so helpful, Elisa. There's the sunrise. It's a brand new day. Final thoughts. We don't know much more about Demona than we did at the end of Awakening. She reiterated her hatred of the human race and her desire to make gargoyles have a place in this world at the expense of mankind. We already knew she was willing to take out Goliath and the clan. This ep showed, though, that she's willing to try to co-opt the clan, the very thing I asked why she didn't do back in Awakening. It's nice to see her explore her options. Well, I guess we do know some things, like she's able to use magic and that she's been awake for hundreds of years, apparently. Learning more about Brooklyn was the point of this episode. I like Brooklyn. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He's not as goody-goody as Goliath. I like his character design, too. Plus, Jeff Bennett is his voice actor. Remember, he also does Owen. There was plenty of action in this ep. Brooklyn is one heck of a warrior. He took on a whole gang. They dogpiled him, but he tossed them off. Twice. Impressive. My main complaint was that neither Xanatos nor Owen made an appearance. Hey, it's called being a fan, okay? What did you think of the episode? Did you guess how they'd break the spell? Comment. Do that here or on the actual website. Remember to like, share, subscribe, do all the things. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you.